Hello and thanks for joining us on Nationwide. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Thanks for joining us. Let's begin in Addis Ababa. As a positive force for change on the continent, the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, OFLAD, is seeking to improve the lot of women by building agencies and partnerships that can fast-track the implementation of its 2025 to 2030 strategic framework. This was the thrust of engagements at the organization's 29th Ordinary General Assembly, held on the margins of the 38th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, addressed the session as a new member of the steering committee of OFLAD.
They are the mothers of the continent, and the 29th General Assembly of the platform, the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, OAFLAD, is again convened to champion women's leadership and rights 30 years after the Beijing Women Conference of 1995.
A generation from now, my daughter...
Like it was then, issues about promoting opportunities for women, stemming gender-based violence, and securing the future of African children are still germane and rather more acute on the continent that now faces a $16 billion funding gaps. For Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, the theme of the Assembly is a call to reflect on African values and how they can impact a new vision and reality for women on the continent.
This year marks 3 decades since the adoption of the Beijing Declaration. The impact of this declaration is evident in the remarkable progress Nigerian women have made, emerging from our villages to big cities and even the world stage.
Although our journey with OFLAD began in August 2023, she notes that much has been accomplished for women, youths, the aged, and other vulnerable groups in Nigeria through effective implementation of OFLAD advocacy initiative by our pet project, Renewed Hope Initiative.
I want to assure this gathering that I will do more for Nigerian women, girls, and the youth in line with OAFLAD's Strategic Framework 2025 to 2030, and we must all do our parts in our various countries to make us earn a place among the Committee of Nations. We must remember that Africa's true prosperity will be built upon the foundation of our rich history, vibrant cultures, and the strength of our people, with women and youth playing a pivotal role in shaping our future.
It is a defining moment for the organization, which is going through a leadership transition as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Madabio, takes over from the First Lady of Namibia. But the vision, effective implementation of OAFLAD 2025-2030 strategic framework remains unchanged.
We can pursue this by leveraging every tool and resources at our disposal to achieve targets across each of these areas.
If we continue to work together towards our common vision of a developed Africa with healthy and empowered children, youth, and women.
Let us take a moment to reflect and pray for the nations in Africa that are facing war and conflict. May peace, justice, and stability prevail. Let us...
Well represented at the Assembly, international organizations and funding partners say they are poised to walk the next stretch of the road with OFLAD, calling on the First Ladies to ride the momentum against existing and emerging threats confronting the future of the continent. From Addis Ababa, Adeni Taiwo, NTA.
Back here, promoting legitimate cross-border trade and cultural exchange with neighboring countries will foster economic growth and promote regional integration in West Africa. This was the perspective of the Controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Ogun 1 Area Command, Idiroko Mohammed Shaibu, at the 4th Annual Festival of Arts for Economic Development, held at Idiroko Ipokia Local Government Area of Ogun State. Hakim Jimo reports.
The interactive session brought heads of various security agencies from Nigeria and Benin Republic together to brainstorm on how to foster integration in trade, arts and culture for economic prosperity. This is Idiroko in Ipokia local government area of Ogun State, a border town between Nigeria and Benin Republic, where have just crossed over from Benin to Nigeria. The Festival of Art and Culture for Economic Development has become a platform for the integration of both countries. The Controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Ogun 1 Area Command, Mohammed Shaibu, and his counterparts from Benin Republic believe that the potentials in a robust, legitimate trans-border trade between both countries cannot be overemphasized.
We have what we call the import and export provision list. The moment you get to customs, they will sensitize you and they tell you what is important and what is not good. So I'm just telling the whole world that even the currency declaration that we always have to, if we are traveling, as a traveling passenger, you have a lot of privileges that you enjoy. But be as it is, you must declare your currency as you are traveling out with it.
That's why we prefer to use art as a tool to educating people and to promoting culture and integration, not just in Nigeria, but across the world. Also, to carry along the security personnel at the border, for them to understand that this border is very unique.
A guest speaker who dwelt on the topic, cross-border trade, what it is and why it matters, identified the porous nature of the border, language barrier, policies, currencies and cultural differences as some of the challenges of cross-border trade and suggested the way out.
It is important to promote exports through cross-border trade as a major source of foreign exchange earnings. This will control inflation, increase foreign direct investment, and create employment for sustainable economic growth and development.
The controller thereafter led the delegation on the facility tour of arts works exhibition stands within the command. From Idiroko in Ipokia local government area of Ogun State, Hakim Jimo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Nigeria Police Force has intensified its operations against violent and organized crimes, achieving significant breakthroughs in various states. In a daring rescue mission, police operatives in Kebbi State stormed Danfari Forest to rescue a kidnapped victim. 4 kidnappers were killed, 1 was arrested with serious injuries, and 3 million naira worth of ransom money was recovered. Similarly, in Imo State, a tactical raid has led to the killing of 2 IPOB ESN kingpins, the dislodgement of a terrorist camp, and the recovery of a large cache of weapons. A follow-up operation in Nkukwo Forest resulted in 3 more terrorists being killed and the seizure of firearms, motorcycles, and criminal charms. Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun has commended the operatives for their bravery and reaffirmed the force's commitment to maintaining internal security. He urges continued intelligence gathering, community collaboration, and vigilance, assuring Nigerians that efforts to dismantle criminal networks will persist with renewed determination. And the Nigeria Police Force is undergoing a significant transformation driven by the Inspector General of Police's directive to adopt a more tactical, intelligence-driven and results-oriented approach. This transformation is evidence in the graduation of 1,511 female police officers in Akwa Ibom State who passed through months of retraining to enhance their capacity to respond to security challenges. Etienne Ibanga reports.
The Nigeria Police Force's commitment to gender inclusion is particularly noteworthy, empowering female officers to take on roles previously considered beyond their reach.
I can defend myself if I'm on operation, what I need to do, how to attack operation and how to withdraw back without me being injured or being killed.
The training means a lot to me. Now, I'm a police officer, gallant woman.
Before, I used to be a little bit afraid of the rifle, but now I can handle it very well. I can triple and assemble within 5 seconds.
With this training, we have the privilege to exercise our ability on how to use our rifle, handle it when we are called for operation or rapid or any emergency.
According to Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command, CP Baba Azari, the graduates underwent rigorous training, including intense physical drills, weapons handling, counter-terrorism tactics, riot control, intelligence gathering, and community policing strategies.
These officers have been trained to respond to threats decisively, neutralize risks efficiently, and operate with the highest level of professionalism. Akwa Ibom has become one of the safest states in Nigeria, not just by words, but by deliberate actions.
The Akwa Ibom State Governor, Moino, represented at the occasion, assured the government's commitment to supporting security agencies in maintaining peace and unity in the state. The graduation of these 1,511 women police officers is expected to enhance Akwa Ibom State's security architecture and beyond. In Uyo, Etienne Oibanga, NTA News.
In the spirit of St. Valentine, a season of love, spouses of military officers of the 42 regular course Nigeria Defence Academy bore their version of togetherness and educating on how the nation comes before self. Olusheye Adiagbo captured the sounds of the celebration at the NAV Conference Centre in the Federal Capital Territory.
42 regular corps of the Nigerian Defence Academy produced men that have been defending the nation's territory for decades. Their spouses since then have formed an association to motivate them. It is the association's 2025 general meeting coming at a period of Valentine. They are using the season to reach out to schools in the barracks and climaxing their engagements with a special celebration of their husbands by decorating the wall with reds and whites.
It means a time of sharing love. Some of us haven't seen each other for a very long time, some for 2 years, some for longer than that. So we use this opportunity to come together and just, refresh our friendship. I will tell our women to keep doing what we know how to do. We are a very strong backing for our husbands.
We are celebrating Valentine with our husbands, and we were able to take an outreach to a secondary school at Amide Secondary School in Mogadishu Cantonment, where so many pupils, more than 200, benefited from the outreach. Apart from that, we are planning on more outreaches.
The Air Force Jewels are the ones hosting us. They decided to invite our husbands that are around so that we can celebrate with them and support them, show them that we support them in their duties to the nation.
The nature of the job does not permit them to be at home most times, and these women have been holding forts.
I would like to express our profound gratitude to the President, Commander-in-Chief, the Chief of Defense Staff, as well as the service chiefs, and as well as our beautiful wives, for being there for us, for giving us hope, and for enabling us to put in our best in the service of our country.
They actually don't look like Terminators here. It's purely a time for fun. And Lucy Okey, leader of the association, wants wives of military officers in Nigeria to continue embracing the task of supportive roles. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
Let's now join Adiola in our Lagos Network Centre for the next set of reports. Adiola, it's over to you.
Thank you, and welcome to Lagos. Desirous to effectively combat the illicit trend of smuggling in its operational environment, the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base in Badagry has handed over 1,109 bags of foreign rice recently seized to Seme Area Command of Nigeria Customs Service. Dana Jale, who witnessed the handing over at the Navy base in Akarakumo, Badagry, takes it up from here.
The Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base, Badagry, intercepted more than 1,000 bags of parboiled rice at Isalu and Yafin communities around Badagry.
The Nigerian Navy has zero tolerance for illegalities and all sorts of smuggling activities in this AOR. It is also important to reaffirm our commitments to strengthening our collaborations with other agencies, our sister services, other security-related agencies within Badagry and its environment, not forgetting the host community.
The Navy base, through its quick response team, also foiled smuggling attempts involving petroleum products, confiscating 3,375 litres of petrol, which was later destroyed, 121 parcels of cannabis sativa, and rescued 9 suspected victims of human trafficking. While receiving the seized contraband rice and the cannabis sativa, Assistant Controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Seme Area Command, and Deputy Area Commander in charge of operations, Seme Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NTA, say such collaborations will go a long way in tackling any form of criminal activities.
We appreciate the Nigerian Navy for this seizure that they have met and the long-time synergy.
Drug war involves everybody. It's not NLA alone.
The law enforcement agents, however, want those engaged in smuggling to desist from the act or continue to lose their goals and face the wrath of the law. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Moving on to education, the Joint Admission and Matriculations Board, JAMB, says it will not relent in its efforts to ensure that entrance examination into tertiary institutions remains transparent and credible. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede made the promise while on an inspection tour of registration centers in Lagos. Larry Muley has details.
The examination body's registrar was at different registration centers in Lagos to ascertain the level of registration process, making sure things are done in tandem with the laid-down regulations, while the new development incorporated into the registration process for this year is explained by the registrar.
We had wanted to make it 17 next year and then 18, but the new policy is that let's leave it at 16 as it were, and that's what we are operating. We also created opportunity for exceptionally underage, let me put it that way, underage candidates, those who are not up to 16, but who are exceptionally brilliant. There will be 1 in a million of them, but as few as they are, we should not close the door against them.
Registration centers are tested to the smooth registration process, even with the new features added to the process.
What they have done differently this time is that the hosting of the application is being hosted locally. They have introduced a barcode to the template that we uploaded for the registration, which makes the registration unique to each of the candidates.
With 856,000 centers across the country, Professor Oloyede is convinced that the 2 million candidate target of the examination body will be achieved in record time. And with that in the works, there will be no need for extension. In Lagos, Lanre Bileyi, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Lagos. Our next stop on Nationwide is Sokoto with Sadia. After the break, to stay with us.
I'm glad to have you join us in Sokoto. Sokoto State Government has called on universities and research institutions to focus more on devising alternative sources of energy that are more affordable and accessible to the teeming populace and help reduce the threat of environmental degradation. Governor Ahmed Aliyu made the appeal while receiving members of House of Representatives Committee on Ecological Fund on a courtesy visit at the Government House, Sokoto. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports.
Situated in the semi-arid expanse of northern Nigeria, Sokoto State faces the daunting task of mitigating the twin threats of desertification and desert encroachment. As one of the states prone to environmental degradation, the state government is intensifying efforts to address these challenges for a more sustainable future. Last year, the Governor Ahmed Ali-led administration invested 1 billion naira as its counterpart funding for agricultural project to curb desert encroachment, among other interventions for agricultural development. This oversight by the members of the Ecological Funds Committee is to assess environmental challenges in the state and determine how best to improve funding to tackle the menace. Committee Chairman Aminu Sani Jaji commended efforts of Sokoto State government and partners in addressing environmental-related challenges in the state.
We really need to use our legislative instrument to make sure that the federal government pay attention to states who have greater challenges in this area.
Governor Ahmed Aliu says the state government has developed a template to address deforestation and environmental degradation occasioned by climate change and appeals for more intervention from the federal government.
We have already gone far in creating awareness on the need for a collective action against unnecessary cutting down of trees.
Experts say policy reforms backed by legislative frameworks are critical in climate change mitigation and adaptation efforts aimed at preserving the ecosystem. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nawaba, NTA News.
To promote businesses and stimulate economic growth, Governor Dauda Lawal has flagged off the construction of a multi-million naira modern market and shopping mall in Gusau, the Zamfara state capital. Correspondent Haliru Muhammad Umar has more.
The construction of the Gusau ultra-modern market and shopping mall was conceived by the Governor Dauda Lawal-led administration as part of commitment towards promoting businesses, fostering economic growth, and improving revenue generation in the state, among other benefits. The project, which is based on a public-private partnership arrangement, is to be executed at the cost of over 4 billion naira on the ratio of 40% and 60% shared between the Zamfara state government and its partner, respectively.
The decision to transform Gusau ultra-modern market is driven by the need to restore our lost commercial glory.
The proposed market, according to the State Commissioner for Commerce, Industries and Tourism, Abdurrahman Muhammad Tumbido, consists of several blocks with a plaza that accommodates hundreds of shops, administrative buildings, clinic, mosque, warehouse, and public toilets, among many other modern facilities.
The ultra-modern market will be designed with the latest facilities to ensure a safe, clean and conducive environment for all users.
The market, when completed, is expected to serve as a hub for trade and commerce, as well as providing a platform for artisans, farmers, and business owners, among other stakeholders, to showcase their products, which will in turn promote local industries. In Gusau, Haliru Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
And those are the news update from here. It's now back to Dennis in Abuja.
Many thanks, Adia. Now, in a significant move to uplift local communities, Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has launched a large-scale empowerment initiative benefiting over 3,500 residents in Kazauri local government area. The program, designed to improve livelihoods, provides targeted supports across various sectors, ensuring a meaningful impact on the lives of beneficiaries. Mohamed Musa Askira reports.
This economic empowerment is part of the series of empowerment programs the Jigawa state government is doing to improve the economic status of citizens in Jigawa. This is in line with the resolve of the Umar Namadi administration to reduce poverty by 10% annually in the state. Stakeholders commend the Jigawa governor for exceeding the expectations of Jigawa people in the delivery of good governance. The massive empowerment programs, staff recruitment in the education and health sectors, civil servants welfare, among many other development initiatives of Umar Namadi government.
Is empowering 3,643 people on different trade and also educational subsidy. This shows that these local government chairmen we have elected, they are following our footsteps. They are also in line with our 12-point agenda. They are also in line with the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we are very grateful for this local government chairman for what they are doing.
Omar Namadi also commissions Kazaure Stadium renovated by the senator representing Jigawa Northwest Senatorial Districts, Senator Babangida Hussaini.
Principally, the outcome is just to bring about, to sharpen the skills of our children who are into sports, and possibly even have a Ronaldo coming out of this zone, inshallah.
From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Eligible voters turned out in large numbers to cast their ballots at various polling centres in Katsina State's local government elections, with no security issues reported. Governor Dikko Rada has cast his ballots at his polling units, where he appreciated people of the state for their impressive turnout and peaceful conduct during the polls. Awal Haleru reports.
The governor who cast his ballot at his polling unit in Charanchi local government area was joined by other notable figures across Katsina, Funtua and Daura senatorial districts.
A lot of people have come out to vote because they have confidence in the administration. It is a people's-oriented government where people are aware of what government is doing for them.
And what I have seen so far is free and fair election. And that's the best we can deliver to the whole world, not only in Nigeria or in Malawi.
People are turning out massively. People are happy. They are voting for APC.
Governor Radda expressed deep satisfaction with the orderly conduct of the voters at the polling units.
What I saw today is the large turnout of voters that I saw today and witnessed today has really testified to me that democracy is in process, and that is what we have believed in.
Governor Radda commended the State Independent Electoral Commission, security agencies and electoral observers for their efforts in safeguarding the integrity of the electoral process. In Katsina, Awal Halaru, NTA News.
In another development, the Northern Minority Alliance for Balanced Leadership has described the President Bola Tinubu leadership as purposeful, progressive, balanced and digital in governance. The group said President Tinubu changed the narrative of lopsided leadership in the north and introduced inclusivity, justice, fairness and infrastructural developments which equally promote economic prosperity, community participation in governance and political processes. The Northern Minority Alliance for Balanced Leadership also commended the award of contract for the dualization of the Akwanga-Jos Bauchi Road, which will open up commercial activities in the region and beyond.
In 2027, the North has no moral right to seek for power soon after holding the presidency, especially when there is an unwritten pact that power should rotate between the North and the South.
In other news, supporting girl-child education in Kano State continues to attract investments with the provision of state-of-the-art facilities by a renowned business tycoon and philanthropist Al-Haji Aminu Al-Hassan Dantata to one of the oldest girls' secondary schools in Kano. Yahanasu Hassan Barao reports that the facilities provided are to train students in ICT, cosmetology and catering, among others.
This equipment is part of the practical steps taken to change the narrative in post-primary school system. It will kindle hope among the girl child who are students of Government Girls Secondary School Dala. The initiative, aimed at equipping young girls with vocational skills, is seen as a beacon of hope in the region where economic opportunities for women are limited. Amina Usman is a student and a determined young girl with a dream of becoming a fashion designer.
I have the passion since I was a kid, so now I'm so happy. I can't even express it. Before, we didn't have this kind of skill acquisition center. By the coming of DOGA, they provide us with skill acquisition center.
The center is expected to empower not just current students, but also alumni seeking to enhance their skills and economic prospects.
Getting jobs are more difficult now. If you have no job, at least you have a skill that you can use to survive.
It's not just about reading and writing. When you acquire skills, you are empowering. I want to thank Baba, Tata, for his generous donation to our association. And we want to thank our members for being honest and transparent.
I feel very elated. I feel very proud of the executive and the board members who have made this thing a success.
I'm thankful for them, all of them. May Allah bless and continue to bless the school.
The Doga new logo was unveiled by the chairman of the association's board of trustees, Tajuddin Aminu Antata, with an award presentation to those who contributed to the development of the association. In Kano, Yahanasa Hassan Barrow, NTA News.
It's now time for our second port of call, which is Ibadan, and Kemi is our guide. Hello, Kemi.
Hello, Dennis, and welcome to Ibadan. A three-day agricultural support program organized by First Lady Oluremi Tinubu's Renewed Hope Initiative in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security has ended in Ibadan. The program empowered beneficiaries with valuable resources and knowledge, while for your state governor, Tamino Minini Makinde, urged the beneficiaries to utilize the empowerment wisely, ensuring they maximize the benefits gained from the program. Yemisi Ajagun has the details.
Wife of Oyo State Governor and coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative in the state, Tamino Minini Makinde, has reaffirmed the federal government's dedication to achieving food sufficiency and food security through agricultural empowerment, which aims to promote financial independence and unlock women's full potential. As she expressed appreciation to the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, for her support while encouraging beneficiaries to maximize the tools and knowledge acquired during the program.
And I want to encourage everyone to use these resources that are being given to us from the federal purse to make good use of farm.
Should use these things on their farm and use it to create wealth.
They can use that not only to sustain themselves, but also to increase food production in Oyo State.
The initiative seeks to enhance food production, poverty reduction, and promote sustainable development in Oyo State. Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude.
We were being taught on how to plant yam, and then also how we could produce yam on our own.
All what I do even know before, I have realized some mistake I've made in the past.
A total of 250 women and 82 youths benefited from the empowerment in Ibadan. Yemisi Ajagun, NTA News.
The concept of safe schools cannot be underestimated, as it ensures that children have a safe and secure environment to learn. To this end, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps organized a day training for safe school coordinators and desk officers on security tips for schools and community engagements. Grace Ayonlike brings us the details.
Schools all over this nation is well safe.
With advancements in technology and other aspects of life comes increasing threats and attacks, making it necessary for periodic capacity building of security personnel in the front line of duty. The Safe Schools Response Team of the National Safe Schools Response Coordination Center is established to maximize capacity with a framework to cater to the vulnerability of Nigerian schools.
And I want to assure the public that all schools in the nation are safe from attack.
Speaking on the theme, ensuring safer schools for all, participants are equipped with strategies for security eco-mapping, amongst other dynamics.
So that by the time they go out in community engagement, they should be able to open the eyes of the host communities to be aware of their environment.
Evaluating the activities of the response team, Oyo State government noted its importance in the growth of education.
They are helping us to achieve our goals, not only for safe schools, but to also ensure that out-of-school children issues are eliminated.
Highlighting the importance of community engagement, as the Safe School Initiative has reduced the rate of out-of-school children, school owners are urged to register on the NSS RCC database for optimum monitoring. In Ibadan, Grace Ayonleke, NTA News.
And that does it from Ibadan. We shall be rejoining Dennis in Abuja for more on Nationwide after this break. Do stay with us.
Thanks for rejoining us here in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai on his 65th birthday. President Tinubu celebrates El-Rufai, who served as governor of Kaduna State for 8 years, and commends his endeavors for democracy, his meritorious service to the nation, and mentorship of the younger generation. Special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement says the President acknowledges El-Rufai's role in the dialogue leading up to the formation of the APC and his contributions to the success of the party in the 3 consecutive elections of 2015, 2019 and 2023. President Tinubu wishes El-Rufai good health and strength for continuous service to the nation. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has clarified that it does not select examination towns for candidates taking the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, or the optional mock examination. In a statement signed by its head of public affairs, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, the board notes that 90% of the available slots for the optional mock examination across the country have been filled, leaving only a few states with available spaces. According to the statements, the only states with remaining slots for the optional mock examination are Gombe, Jigawa, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Plateau, Sokoto, Taraba, and Yobe. Candidates interested in taking the mock examination in these states are encouraged to select their examination towns accordingly, while emphasizing that the board does not want to be overstretched since the mock examination is only meant to give candidates an opportunity to experience the computer-based tests environment and enable JAMB to test its facilities. Candidates are advised to choose their examination towns carefully. They should consider travel logistics and convenience to ensure a smoother experience on the examination day. Now, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have smashed a trans-border drug trafficking syndicate, arresting 4 members in intelligence-led operations, during which tramadol pills worth several millions of naira were recovered. And in another development, operatives of the intelligence departments intercepted a commercial bus coming from Onitsha, Anambra State, at Abaji checkpoints for FCT Abuja on the 4th of February, carrying motor spare parts, in which a cocktail of illicit substances was concealed. And in Lagos, a 20-year-old lady was on Saturday, 15th February, arrested by operatives during a raid of her Lekki home, where 169.5 litres of nitrous oxide, popularly known as laughing gas, and 111 grams of loud were recovered. Meanwhile, raids and arrests of different types of illicit substances were carried out in Kano, Rivers, Borno, Ekiti, Taraba states during the week under review. And in an effort to strengthen the fight against illicit financial flows in Nigeria, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has injected an additional 169 detective assistant cadets into the commission's workforce. Here is Aliu Tukur's reports.
These are the new foot soldiers of the fight against economic and financial crimes, displaying the skills they acquired. After 6 months of rigorous training and academic learning, they are not only physically ready, but mentally and morally alert to face the tasks ahead.
It's not just by carrying arms or no, but there are other things attached to it that has to do with unity, integrity, honesty.
Chairman of the commission urged the graduating cadets to be diligent in carrying out their duties to ensure that Nigeria is free from economic and financial crimes through prevention, enforcement and coordination.
A lot of trust is placed on you as cadets of the commission, your family, the EFCC, and the entire citizens of Nigeria look up to you to uphold the highest standard of ethics and integrity.
The event we are witnessing today is in furtherance of the commitment of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to strengthen the Commission and improve the quality of its manpower for effective service delivery.
The National Assembly, equally represented at the graduation ceremony, pledged to support the fight against corruption with laws that will enable anti-graft agencies carry out their duties with ease.
The Senate, particularly the 10th Senate, has a very high opinion of this commission, and that is why in all our appropriations and whenever there are additional provision of funds, EFCC is always in the mind of the Senate.
Combating financial criminality requires a multifaceted approach that involves various stakeholders, including government agencies, financial institutions, and law enforcement.
As the new cadets embarked on the voyage of anti-corruption crusade, it is expected that they carry along integrity, courage, and professionalism with them.
Let's go back to Ogun State, where the federal government's efforts to diversify the economy are paying off, especially in the manufacturing sector, where the government's initiatives are attracting local and foreign investments. This development was highlighted by the Minister of State for Industry, John Eno, during a one-day working visit to the state, where he also pointed out that the initiative is a significant step towards reducing Nigeria's reliance on oil exports and promoting economic growth. Hakim Jimo has details.
The National Industrial Tour of the manufacturing sector by the Minister of State for Industry, Senator John Eno, brought him to Ogun State, where he met with the Governor, Dapo Abiodun, on the way forward for the sector. The minister assured that the commitment of the federal government to truly grow Nigeria's economy through diversification for investment to thrive.
The President has continued to show leadership. I mean, very early in his administration, there was an intervention for industry, for small and medium-scale enterprises, for manufacturing and all of that. This government is determined to provide such incentives that are going to be enabling enough and attractive enough to get industries that are still within the country to stay back, and for those that have left to come back.
Governor Abiodun promised to give the necessary support the sector deserves, especially in the area of generation of renewable energy.
We are blessed with human resources. We are the education capital of Nigeria as well. We are providing all what is required to support all these our force positions. And we'll do everything to work with you.
As the gateway state, Ogun State is adjudged by many as the industrial capital of Nigeria. In Abeokuta, Hakim Jimo, NTA News.
The remarkable legacies of Lieutenant General Jeremiah Useni were the focus of a service of tributes held in memory of the former Minister of the FCT in Abuja. Ayodeji Makinde reports.
The National Ecumenical Center received friends, invited guests and government officials who joined the family of the late Lieutenant General Jeremiah Useni as his remains begin the final journey to Mother Earth.
What will we be remembered for?
The tributes reflected his philanthropic gestures and the journey of J.T. Useni from childhood by colleagues along academic and military lines before his election as senator representing Plateau South.
He believed in empowerment, not just in words, but through action. Whether it was supporting individuals in need, advocating for progress, or fostering harmony among those around him made a lasting impact.
We owe our gratitude to him that our National Secretariat that stands in Maitama district is as a result of his efforts.
The exhortation by Reverend Professor Pandan Yamsat, drawn from the book of Psalms 90, emphasized the inevitability of death, noting that character will always outlive the lifetimes of all individuals.
Useni achieved his purpose And that is why he attained a right and fulfilled life by aligning himself with the lowly and the deprived.
Born in Lantan, Plateau State, Jeremiah Timbut Useni, MNI of Senior Executive Course 3 of 1981, was an outstanding professional military officer, rising through the ranks and retired as a 3-star general in the Nigerian Army. He was a man of many titles before his death at the age of 81 on January 23, 2025. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo makes history by breaking the world's half-marathon record in Valencia. For more details, let's join Suleiman Musa on Sports Update.
The International Basketball Federation, FIBA, has unveiled its latest women's basketball rankings, making it the first update for the year 2025. Nigeria's Tigers continued to dominate the African football scene, maintaining their status as the continent's top-ranked team. This recognition comes on the heels of their impressive 4th consecutive title win at the Women's Afro-Basket Championship. In the global rankings, the Tigers secured the 11th position with 577.9 points, reaffirming their place among the world's elite teams. Elsewhere, former Super Eagles coach Jose Pesiro has been appointed the new head coach of Egyptian Premier League club Zamalek on a 1.5-year deal. The appointment marks the second coaching change of the season for Zamalek, following Christian Gos and Portuguese coach Jose Gomez departure for Saudi Arabia in November. Pesiro will take charge immediately, with Zamalek set to face Petrojet on Sunday in the 4th round of the Egyptian Premier League. And finally, Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo became the first person to run a half marathon below 57 minutes as he shattered the world record of 48 seconds in Barcelona Sunday morning. The 24-year-old Kiplimo ran 56 minutes and 42 seconds to eclipse Ethiopian Yomif Kechelcha's previous world record of 57 minutes and 13 seconds set in Valencia in October. Kiplimo's time is the best single improvement on the men's world half marathon record. With Sport Update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
And Sports Updates concludes Nationwide. Thank you for watching. From me and the production team, have a great week ahead.